Okay, so these three friends went and got their trusty steeds. One was named Ice, one was named Acrylic, one was named Berserk.
Yes.
The
Indeed.
biggest friend rode Berserk. The coolest friend rode Ice, and
The smartest.
plain normal person rode Acrylic.
Oh.
I guess.
I see.
They traveled off to the temple and had to go through many quests, like a toxic swamp, or many obstacles, I guess. Toxic swamp, and mountains. I don't know. Storms. Yeah. Okay. Enough of that.
There you go.
They finally got their way to the temple,
Yes.
and they entered it. There was the. Okay, start over. I'm forgetting the story.
Sorry. I forgot it too, so don't worry.
Yeah.
It's
So
so
there
long ago.
was. They entered the temple, and there was the great protector of the Rocket League copies. The three friends and their trusty steeds battled out to get the 3 Rocket League copies so they could play it on their own. It ended up being a pretty quick battle. The unicorns completely destroyed it. But back to the story. They got they saw the 3 copies of Rocket League in sight. But just then, the unicorns overthrew the riders, bucked them off. Again, B-U-C-K. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine
Clarify that.
people would
Just
have.
to clarify that.
Yeah, people would have,
Just to
taken
clarify
that the wrong way.
Yep.
I totally agree.
Just had to clarify that.
Yes.
And then stabbed them with their unicorn horns of death.
And they bled out. Sorry, I had to add that detail.
And they bled out.
A horrible, suffering, painful death. Okay. Sorry, just had to add that detail.
The 3 unicorns just had to grab the copies, and therefore they were named Ice, Acrylic, and Berserk. And that explained why they were so bad at Rocket League 2, because they were just using hoobs
To play.
to play Rocket League.
And the team was actually like really bad.
Yeah.
So
But
that explains it, man.
All they had next was to find humans to trick them who had computers. Then they could play Rocket League. But that's a whole nother story.
Nice, man. Okay, you want to hear my version of it? Much better, by the way. Okay. Okay, Matt, do you want me to tell my version too?
Sure.
Okay. So.
Did you like my story? Other than
Oh
the
yeah.
really bad pauses.
Yeah. It was so long ago though. It was so much more hilarious when you were just doing it on the spot, because it was so surprising. Okay.
Yeah, Joey, you ruined the ending.
Why? Why did I ruin it?
You said, wait, aren't the people playing it aren't they unicorns?
Yeah, whatever. But it was just it confused me. They were sitting at their desks, all together because they lived in the same house, because they study together for school. They were in the same house, and they were like, you know what, dude? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of studying. I want to start a Rocket League team, they all said. I don't want to study anymore. Screw studying. I want to make a Rocket League team. And they all agreed. So one day, they decided to look at to pull up the newspaper for ads for Rocket League teams available in Connecticut.
Connecticut?
Yeah, definitely, because they all lived in Connecticut. So basically,
This
yeah.
is like the story. No, never mind. I was gonna say the story of us, but me and Payne don't live in Connecticut.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, they were in Connecticut, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna make a Rocket League team. They looked at the newspaper for the daily news ads, and they found an ad for a Rocket League team. But the only way to claim the copies of Rocket League that they needed to make the team was to go on a mighty adventure through a medieval castle. and it was in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle, under the ocean. So yeah, they did that. They decided, you know what? I'm gonna hire a pilot, and they're gonna go to the Bermuda Triangle. So they went to the Bermuda Triangle, and they flied there. It was a little bit stormy, but luckily they didn't crash. They didn't disappear or anything like that. It was just a rough ride. So yeah, they got to the Bermuda Triangle, and in the Bermuda Triangle, they went to the mighty castle. They entered the doors, being greeted by the king, the mighty king with his majestic crown. The king greeted the heroes, and the king was like, "Yo, you have the ad in the daily newspaper to come here and get the Rocket League copies. I will escort you to the Rocket League copies." So the king escorted the lovely heroes, the beloved heroes, to a secret room in the castle. And the secret room was a long hallway. And this long hallway, at the end of the hallway, there was the 3 Rocket League copies on a pedestal, a gold pedestal, a mighty pedestal. And basically, they walked up to the copies, gonna grab them, come home, make their Rocket League team. And just as they were walking down the hall, an evil spirit popped out of nowhere. A silhouette. It's known as a something. I forget what I called it. Actually, I'll tell you exactly what I called it. Oh yes, the Soul Render.
Oh gosh.
The Soul Render. Memories. So, the Soul Render.
I honestly thought you called it the one-eye one.
Dude, do you know what the Soul Render is?
What?
It's a freaking. It's not a Soul Render.
Dude, do you actually know what the Soul Render is?
I render all the souls.
No, shush.
It's like your recording software that takes
yeah.
your editing program that takes 5 hours to render.
3 hours or something like
it
that.
takes your soul.
And it renders your soul. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
okay, but the Soul
souls
Render
take,
is from
fun fact, souls take 6 hours to render.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. I think it would be called the Soul Renderer. But anyway, the Soul Render is from the game.
Peyton said.
Yeah, I know, you're right.
Just call it a Soul Stealer.
So, no, it's the Soul Render because the Soul Render is from a game called Faceless. It's a multiplayer Slender game. But they can't call it Slender because Slender's copyrighted. So they call it the Soul Render.
Yeah.
So instead of the Slender, it's the Soul Render.
Oh wow.
Nice, right? Oh, so
That's
good.
Funny.
Yeah, I want the game too. It's a multiplayer Slender. Anyway, they were greeted by the Soul Render, a silhouette of a man.
So it's basically like
Slenderman.
What's the game?
What the
Slenderman.
heck is a
It's
silhouette
basically-
of a man?
Okay, shush. I'm making my story.
Peyton, you don't know what a silhouette is?
I know what a silhouette is, but what the heck is a
Quiet!
silhouette of a man?
Okay, so they were greeted by the Soul Render. The Soul Render charging at them at 20 miles per hour, 22.2 miles per hour, and then,
To be exact.
2.2 miles.
luckily, the king held up his mighty sword and stabbed the silhouette right in the belly, and it died by bleeding out its Soul Render
Inner
fluids.
parts.
Give me a second. I need to comprehend this. So you said a silhouette
One sec.
of
It's
a
Canadian.
man.
Yes,
No clue
Peyton.
what that means. And then
Do you know what a
apparently-
man is, Peyton?
Yes.
Do you know what a silhouette is?
Yes.
Obviously not. What is a silhouette, Peyton?
Something.
So it
Joey
stabbed the
Bolt?
silhouette. The king stabbed the silhouette, saving the 3 heroes. And then the king, pulling the sword out of the silhouette, Soul Render's belly, directed the heroes to the Rocket League copies. They valiantly walked up the hallway to the copies.
Nice adjectives, Joey.
Yeah. So they walked up
Until
to the
you
copy.
went on to the thesaurus.
Yes,
earlier
exactly.
today.
I did. You're right. So they grabbed the Rocket League copies confidently, adjectives, and they walked home. They walked all the way home through the oceans. They didn't even worry about the plane. They were just like, screw it. They walked. They got a diving suit. They walked all the way across. The medieval
He
king.
gave them a diving suit.
Yeah.
walked
Yeah.
home.
Basically, the king gave them a modern diving suit. The
What,
medieval
allows you to
king.
walk on water?
Yes, it allows you to walk on water. So,
That's clearly modern because we clearly already have that.
oh yeah,
Yep.
definitely. So, They walked home, plugged in the Rocket League copies like a plug,
Yeah, one with the.
and then they played and they decided that they were gonna call their team whatever they called it, because I forget what they called it. But yes,
Famous team?
and from then on they were called Ice, Brazil, Berserk, and Acrylic. Dun 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 dun. Okay, that's that. All right, guys.